5 trends that I think are very interesting that are going on at this time that I continue to stay close to that I think are affecting the environment which we're all operating in. So I was just briefly going to run through those before getting into these 3 pieces. 1, shopping patterns are changing. The customers have more choice than ever before. They can shop at 35,000 feet, they can shop at a pop-up, they can shop on their couch. And they're more informed because they have their device to be able to know exactly when and where and how they like to purchase. And that will continue to evolve quite dramatically, I think. The second thing is the online growth, depending which research you look at, is estimated to be about 15% over overall U.S. commerce at this time. It is slated to double by 2025. And while that's pretty dramatic, that's a big wake-up call for everyone, it also underlines that retail will still be there in the majority of the way for the foreseeable future in terms of people going to physical environments and purchasing and engaging over product or services. The third trend that's adjacent to that is that there's a category shift going on. So in 2017, there was an interesting piece in Forbes that actually said that I'm still figuring out the 2018 statistics, but in 2017, more stores actually opened than closed. I can't speak for the square footage because there was probably some reductions in square footage given department stores and some of the big boxes that have corrected, but more opened. It's simply that there's a category shift going on right now, and it's moving into food, convenience, specialty, and surprise, surprise, web-based brands that want a physical environment and social engagement with their customers. And there's plenty of great examples out there, starting with Amazon, but moving on to Bonobos and Warby Parker. This is very, very important to know. The fourth one I would say is that there's a demographic evolution fast at play right now. And in very crude terms, if you drew a line between the older half of the shopping population and the younger half, the older half, and they're not mutually exclusive, by the way, there's certainly some overlap, but the older half, their experiences tend to revolve around health, wellness, travel, family. And they do like exclusivity, but they have a lot of things. Some of these folks, these are the boomers. So it's a bit of a different element of what's energizing them to shop and participate. The younger half are certainly social media savvy. They are image or picture driven because they're looking at 3,000 images a day. They're not loyal. There is a level of price resistance, and they are very tuned into social consciousness and sustainability. And that, in fact, will drive their purchases depending on the brand and the culture that's there. So there's 2 different groups, and it's very interesting to see. I think it's been reported that Gen Z, and millennials will form the largest segment of the shopping population within the next 10 years. And that's very important because most companies now are trying to figure out how to build communication and develop relationships with that group. Whether they're a luxury brand or a mid-brand or a discounter, everybody's after that group because they want to know them for the next 20 or 30 years. Lastly, I would say, and this is specific to monobrands, but there is a tendency and a favoritism now to be more vertically integrated, meaning that if they have a great website, they want their product to reflect the tone and gesture and visualization that's online. So depending on the brand and where they're distributed, they may not want to have so much wholesale distribution. They may not want their product on the 3rd floor in the back of a department store where there's no sales help and it's not merchandised particularly well. So it's an interesting pattern that's going on right now to pay.